All right, we are live again. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to another weekly quick start training call. My name is Luis, and I work as IT support for Investment Dominator, and I will actually be your host today. On this call, we will go over everything you need to do to get started on the Investment Dominator. So, after we are done with the demonstration, we will go forward and take any questions you might have today. So please go ahead and write it on the chat. And how do you send in your questions? Well, the first thing is I want you to please join with computer audio. You should get a screen like this. And then you want to click on chat to submit a live question for the stream. So note that all calls are recorded and posted on the user guide. And the questions not answered on this call will be saved for the start of the next session. If you guys can hear me just fine, please go ahead and say hello in the chat so I can see everyone is hearing me fine. I appreciate that. So the first thing we'll actually see is going to be the LPG deal flow. And what is the LPG deal flow? Well, this is actually the way we recommend you to conduct your business. So the first thing you want to do is select a target market. And there's actually a certain criteria to select your market. You will not just randomly select, or you shouldn't just randomly select a county and start mailing. There's got to be a good amount of reasons for you to do that first. You need to select which county you want to mail based on certain criteria. So you want to read on the LPG 2.0 to really figure out which market you want to get started on. Next, after you have actually selected a good target market, you want to get a contact list of landowners and filter said list. And for this, you have a couple options actually. You can actually get in contact directly with the county, and they can provide you the entire county list. And then you can, as mentioned, you can filter and format your list so it can be imported into Investment Dominator. You can buy from certain service providers like such as DataTree, and then they can tell you directly the data you want. You will still have to filter your list because if you buy it directly from them, it will not have the exact same amount of fields that are used by Investment Dominator. So you will still need to do this process. And lastly, we have actually released in the past about a year or so, we released an integration inside Investment Dominator. So you can actually import records directly into the system. You select the target county, you filter it out, and then you can actually import records just directly into the system within the system. So that does help a lot with not having to format your list, not having to get in contact with the county and waiting a certain amount. There's a waiting period expected there. So that's another option you have. Okay, so once you have the list and you have filtered and you have imported into your system, next, what you need to do is actually mail the letters out and talk to the sellers. So you will be mailing out your neutral letters, and then you would be getting some interest back, hopefully, from sellers, people interested in selling their property. And then you will want to talk to them. They will ask for an offer for the property. So you want to actually go ahead and do some preliminary research on the property, so you can come up with a good offer for such property. So once you have done your research and come up with an offer, you will actually want to mail out your offer or your option agreements. So you will send those offers out to the sellers, and hopefully they will be interested in doing business with you and selling you their property. And if they do, Then next up, what you need to do is do the open escrow, which means do detailed research. You want to go ahead and do some research on the property, to take screenshots, to do comparables, everything, and then you will come up with an offer with with a sale price. Uh, once you have everything ready, once you have everything ready for your property, ready to sell, you want to actually go ahead and market the property, and for this you have two options: to do it with or without owner financing. So what this means is you have the option to actually go ahead and do like a cash only, which we all love, but sometimes it's better to do have the option to do offer the option to seller financing, so you can sell the property more easily. That will depend absolutely on your business, the way you conduct your business. And lastly, and where we all want to get to the point we all want to get, which is to sell the property and close to get paid. So that's awesome. This is the basic LPG deal flow. I just wanted to talk to you quickly, and hopefully it can maybe clear out some steps you may have not remember or missed somehow. All right. So the next slide is going to be inside Investment Dominator, on the left you will input all of this data. So you will input your company information, the county data, the offer request, which you will receive by phone, by website, and also by email, actually. And then you will have property details, the tasks, the prospects, the leads, the buyers, the transaction information, the lead tracking information. All of these data will be entered into the system. And then what will happen is Investment Dominator will output for you letters, it will output offers, it will output two websites, and an opt-in page, which is for your selling side. And then it will offer you calculators and tools for you to come up with offers, to come up with, as mentioned, you will have the option to do tasks and various other things. And then you will have analytics, so you will have various reports. You will have the option to do some SEO, all of this good stuff in regards to marketing. So it is within Investment Dominator. You just have to really look into it eventually. Of course, if you're just starting, you want to go for the basics, but eventually you will want to get into all of that goodness. And lastly, we have team management. So team management means that the Investment Dominator is actually going to be scalable. So maybe right now you're working by yourself, or you're working with a partner, but eventually you may want to scale up your business. If you're doing really good, you may want to add BAs, you might want to add other assistants, you might want to scale up your business, right? So all this is actually doable within Investment Dominator, because you can add several users, you can assign them tasks. There's so many things you can do within the system. So it is worth noting that Investment Dominator is scalable. All right. So at the end of this call, you will actually get a pop-up, and then it's asking you for feedback. So we really appreciate all feedback that we hear from you guys. So if you have a chance, please go ahead and leave some feedback. And as mentioned, you will be redirected to our survey at the end of the session. So we really appreciate it, and we want to hear from you, and so we can improve. Of course, we're always interested in improving. All right, so actually we can go ahead and head into Investment Dominator now. We were going to be talking about the big tree, and you're probably asking, what's a big tree? So the initial setup is going to be your user profile, which is this section. You want to fill out your company information, which is this section, and you want to set up your settings, your buying and selling sites, which are these two sections. This is known as a big tree because before you actually get to all that goodness about importing records, about mailing out letters, you actually want to complete these steps because these are vital for the functioning of the system. if you do not fill up this information, your letters will not actually have the information you need. So it is actually vital that you do this before you actually start using the system full on. So, and the first step I want to talk about today is going to be your profile. So you want to log into your Investment Dominator system, and this would be what you should see. So you want to go into profile and dashboard, and here you will have so you will have to fill out your information. You will have to fill out your first name, your last name, your email, your phone number. I believe these are just there for your own contact information. So if we need something from you, we would be getting in contact with you with this. So you do not need to have your, you can have your company phone, but if you have your personal phone, it's fine here because it's not actually published anywhere on the system or publicly, on your websites or on your letters. So you want to enter also your time zone. So you would enter it here, and then your system will adjust to the times that you select. All of the hours in the system will adjust. So the next one is going to be your signature. This is actually going to be in your neutral letters. So you want to really take care of this step. It's very important. So you have two options. You can actually either upload an image of your signature here, or you can generate a signature. So what's generate signature? Well, the generate signature would be just you fill in your signature. You chose a font, one that is to your liking, and then you insert the signature and it's saved. And you do have the option to actually change the color of the signature. If you would like to have color neutral letters or color letters, you have the option to add some color to your signature. Usually it's recommended you do black and white just for pricing, but some people do use the logo on their letters and do want to keep like a color. So you do also have the option to have a color signature if you wish. So we have the option to insert a signature. You will just click on insert signature. This is a preview of your signature, how it will look on your letters. And then you want to click on update here so your changes get saved. If you do not click an update and then just go somewhere else or close the window, then your changes will not actually get saved. So please make sure whenever you work on this that you actually go ahead and press update always. Okay. So there we go. And also, as I mentioned, you have the option to go for a signature to upload an image. So it will be in this section. You can just select here, and then you can click on upload, and then you will have a signature here. This is just a test signature, and then you will crop it. So yeah, Investment Dominator has certain requirements in size. So this is the maximum width you could have about this. So you will have to adjust your signature so it fits, and then you can make it as big as you want. So it looks best, right? So you would do that, and then press confirm, and then your signature. This is how it will look on your letters, and then you would just press update to save it. Okay. There we go. We have a saved signature. So this is like the signature section. Okay. Next up, we have the password. So the password option is as it says, you can just change your password that you use to enter the system when you first log in. So this is just an option you have to change your password. And this is actually also a new section for we recently released a profile picture section. So And it's the same. So you would upload an image of yourself, and then everyone on your team can have an image. And when you have assigned tasks to people, you would see the person assigned to set tasks as an image, right? So this is why this section exists now, and it's an option you have to add if you want to have everyone on your team have a profile picture. This is where you go ahead and just upload the image and select it on the computer, crop it out, and that's how you would do it. And the last part of this section is going to be enable tour. So the very first time you enter the tour, if you enter the system, you will get a tour section. So if you do not want to have that anymore, you will simply come into your profile section and set that to no, and then it will not show up anymore. Okay, so that's pretty much the profile section. This is like the shortest section of this call. And I see a question there. Is it the same information each Monday? And my answer would be yes. Generally, we want to look into the big tree every Monday, and then we have a more advanced Q&A call on Thursdays. But if you have questions related to you can go ahead and submit them on here on the chat, and then at the end of the call, we might go ahead and try to answer them live on the call. Okay. So, and I see another. Is there a how to make? Okay. Yeah, well, Perry, if you can go ahead and submit a ticket first, and then we can actually go ahead and we can offer you like a 20-minute tech support call eventually. So if you can please go ahead and submit a ticket and explain your problem, because if you explain your issues in the ticket, we can better understand what's wrong, and then we can prepare for the call and really be able to help you out that way more quickly. So if you can please tell me the ticket, and then we'll have you that way. If you need a call, then we can offer you a video call like that. Okay? Yeah. So next up is the second part of this big tree, and it is the company information. Okay? So you want to go into customize company information. And there's a lot of information here, okay? It will be very overwhelming, but you will only have to fill this out once. So hopefully you will not be changing your phone number or your emails, because those are printed on your letters. Those are on your website. So hopefully you will actually go ahead and pick and really set this up correctly. That's why I'm saying this is so important for you to correctly set everything up now before you start to mail everything out. And that's because this is what goes to the letters. Okay, so you want to you will see at the very beginning, you will see the phone number, and you will see the certain offer phone number and a selling side phone number. And you probably wonder, why are there three of them, right? So, and the best way to explain this is for you to go to the user guide, which you can access by going to help user guide. So it's just help section user guide. And then we have an article over at the user guide, which is, well, I can just do it the same way. Recommended Brain Central. So this is the article we have about the phone setups that we recommend that you use. And then we recommend that you use Ring Central as a phone system, but you can use any other phone setup that you want. It's just a recommendation that we make because so many people in here use it. So, and we know that it works for sure. But if you have another provider, that's fine. You can just set it up the same way it would be this. So. And then you have a bunch of information in here. I recommend that you give it a look after the call if you have a chance. And then we recommend that there's two setups that we recommend. So there's a 2-line setup and there's a 3-line setup. And the benefit of the 2-line setup is that it will cost a little bit less money per month. And then the 3-line setup is just a little bit better because you will have 3 different phone numbers over having like an extension. So some people do not enjoy dealing with that. So it's the option to have a 3-line setup is there as well. Okay. So, and here's how the 2-line setup would work. Okay. So you will have a local number 1 and a local number 2. And on the local number 1, you will have the extension 1, which is to request an offer. So when you send in your campaigns and then people get their letters, your neutral letters, they have the option to either call in or go into your website and submit that they are interested in receiving an offer. So if they call in, then we recommend that you actually go ahead and hire a VA. We recommend Padlight, as mentioned here, and then so this extension would actually go to your Padlight agent. So, and the reason is because you will get so many phone calls eventually about this that you really would not have the time to do anything else. So that's why we recommend that you think about having this service. And then the second extension would be questions about your offers. So when you submit it, when you send in an offer and they have questions about it, they would go into extension 2, and those you want to be actually, you want them to be rerouted to your cell phone. So you want to answer those yourself for sure, because they are about people interested in selling you their land. These are people that just want an offer, and these are people that want to sell you their land. So this is why you will actually pick this call up, and then so you will have the local number 1, the extension 1 will go to your agents, and then extension 2 will go to your cell phone, and then you have the local number 2 that's separate, and this is actually questions about your land for sale. So when you have properties for sale, you also want to answer those calls because those are people that want to buy your land. So you want those to be rerouted to your cell phone. And I see some people have 2 separate cell phones, one for selling and one for buying land. So that's also like another option. But we just have it like in this picture, we have your cell phone. So you want to answer those calls, right? People what they want to sell your land and to sell you land, and people that want to buy the land you're selling, right? So that's how you would do a 2-line setup. And then here's an article. The article is actually explaining how to go ahead and set everything up. So you want to follow this article. And then we have the 3-line setup. So as I just mentioned earlier, we will have 3 separate phone numbers. The local number 1 is going to be to request an offer. So this is again going to be handled by your agents, hopefully. And it's a completely separate number from local number 2, which are questions about your offers, which will also be rerouted to your cell phone. So it's pretty much the same. The only difference is these 2 are not the same number and separated by extension, but they're completely separate numbers. It's going to be a little more expensive, but then the people that call in will not have to deal with the, selecting the extension. So again, the local number 3 is going to be questions about your land for sale and will go to your cell phone. So pretty much the same thing. And next up will be how to set it up, everything up within RingCentral. So this is all how you would follow. You can follow these steps, and then you will set everything up correctly, hopefully. And if you have issues or questions, you can always go ahead and submit a ticket. So these are the company phone. So actually, let me go back a little bit. So you have the local phone number, the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3. Your company phone will actually be your local number 1. So you want this to be the local number 1, which is request an offer. This will be printed on your neutral letters. So you want this to be on your letters. Then you have the offer phone, which is going to be your local number 2, which is pertaining questions about your offers. This will be on your offer letters. Okay, so if you have a separate phone number, it will be like this, and then this will be 222222222, and then just delete the extension, of course, right? If you're going for a 3-line setup, if you're going for a 2-line setup, then you will be the same number, and then extension 1 and extension 2, right? And then you have the selling side phone, which is the local phone number 3, which is questions about your land for sale. So this will be a completely separate phone numbers. And then as explained by this helpful tip, this phone number will display on your selling site header by default. So this is how you would set up these 3 the phone numbers. Hopefully I was able to explain how to set up these 3 different phone numbers. Okay. Next up, we have company fax. This is an optional field. If you have a fax machine and you want to use it in your company, then you will have the option to do that. And it comes in the offer cover letter, and it comes in the contact us page, as explained here. Next, we have the company email, and this one is actually used for your contact us page and for system of notifications. So in your buying side, you have by default, you can turn it off if you don't want it. You have the contact us option here. So these messages will get sent to your company email here. The one you set here, it will all get sent up there, and you will get system of notifications there. So if you get 2 or 3, actually no, the second and the third phones come to your cell phone, but the first one you want it to be handled by your agents, by Pat Life or any other agent. We recommend Pat Life because they're already trained to the Investment Dominator, but you would actually choose if you want to have, or if you want to take those calls, you would do that. I mean, but if we do not recommend that you do that, because eventually it will take a lot of your time just answer people. So you only want to take calls that are important, and that's why we have this phone line set up. So anyway, as I mentioned, you have the company email, and then you will receive system notification. That means people call in, and people actually not call in, send in interest in your website. You will get them to send to this email, okay, to your company email. So you want to use the email in your company, and you want to make sure that you're checking it, because that's how you will get in contact with people that choose to get in contact with you via website, not by phone. Okay, so we have the company name here. So you want to set it as, company, the name of your company, comma, LLC. And if your company is not yet, the process is not yet finished, you can actually start doing business like this. You want to do DBA, then your name, and then you can start doing business that way. We do not recommend that you start sending out letters in a company name, but it's not actually clear that it's your company, right? Because maybe it's taken, or you will not get it. So it's better to, if you do not have yet a company established company, you want to start by setting this as doing business as, and then your name, and you can start mailing out letters that way. Next up, we have the company address. And if you're working from home, as many people are, you do not actually want to have this company address be your home address. And the reason is because you don't really want people to know your home address. You might get some angry letters. You might get unwanted attention. It's just better to. We recommend that you actually go into your UPS store, your closest store, and get a PO box. And then you can just actually set the PO box here and make sure it looks actually good. So you do not want it to be like PO box. That's a recommendation I've heard, that it's better to not have it like this. It's better to just be like a normal address, and then it's just going to look more trustworthy. So, but you do not want to have your your actual home address here. Generally, it's not recommended by not just not what we recommend that you do that. So if you can get a PO box, it's better, and you can work that way. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Your company city, your state. So this would be Arizona, and then your zip code. So we already went over offer phone, and then offer email is just an optional email that will be in your offer letters. So you can have, if you do not set this up, you will use your company email. So if you want to have two separate emails for your general company email, and then have a special one for offers, you can do that just by creating one and setting this up here. But it's an optional field, as I just said. The sell inside phone, I just explained this. The sell inside email is much the same. So you will have the option to set one, and it will be on your selling side. But if you do not set one, or if you do not set one, then it will default to your company email. So if you want to have 3 different emails, that's fine. That's great. Just make sure you're checking them, right? So that's a recommendation I have. Then you have company time zone. You want to set this up as your time zone. Company notes. So this is going to be like, this appears at the end of your letters, like on your neutral letters. I've seen this being used for like extra notes you want to have. So, and then there's the real estate agent and / broker disclosure. So if you are a real estate agent in your state, you're doing business, you want to have it set to yes, and then you have the agent disclosure here. This is the default one we have. You can change it, but make sure you actually disclose it. It might be required that you do so. So that's just a thing we have. But if you're not, then you set it to no, and it's fine. And the next one we have is tax ID type. So we have the option that your social security number, TIN, EIN. So this is actually optional. This is only required if you are going to be using the Acton integration for your notes. That's when it will become required. If you do not want to it's secure. Of course, this data is secure, but if you do not want to be entering your social security number here, you can just leave it blank. It's not required unless you want to have actual integration into your notes for automatic payments. So with that, we actually have the entire company information. We had covered that up, hopefully. So once we have all of this, it's a lot of effort. We still have to set up your websites, okay? So do not be discouraged, but your website still is all looking like this. So by default, so you want to actually go ahead and buy 2 domains for yourself. You want to buy your buying site, your selling site. So, and then we also have articles about this, and we have them here We recommend that you use GoDaddy for this. It's just what we use and are very familiar with, and it works. It's very popular. It's a very popular system. So you can just go ahead and follow this article in the user guide on how to configure your website domains. Uh, and then the first thing is we want to go into GoDaddy, register, and then go ahead and purchase your domains, right? You want to have a name for your buying site. This is where you buy land from people, and selling site where you're selling your land that you bought previously to other people. So you want to have both of them. Then once you have them over at GoDaddy, well, you still have to do some configuration for you to use them inside Investment Dominator. So that's what we are looking at here. So, and this is every step in the process is going to be over this article, but we can go over it as well here. So it tells you to sign in to buy your websites, and then you want to go into DNS. So you want to go into the DNS section. DNS. That's funny. Manage songs, DNH manage songs. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You have to click on this. Lots of cash offers. It's because you can have many websites. So you want to click on the website, of course, and then the first thing you want to do is going to be um, you want to have your CNAME point to investmentdominator.com. So you want to go into CNAME, and this one is of course already set up, right? So you want to go into CNAME and click on edit, and then CNAME, the name has to be www, and then investmentdominator.com, and then the time to live, you want to have it to custom, and then set it to 600 seconds. That's what we recommend. That's what's in this article, and then you can just save it. This one is already set, as I mentioned earlier. And next up, you want to go, and so this is going to be for your buying, and for you need to do it for both sides. So for your buying and for your selling side. So right now I'm only doing for one side. Then once you do this, the CNAME, you point it to investmentdominator.com and set it to 600 seconds. The next step in the process is going to be you're going to forwarding, and then you need to add forwarding. So I already have one. Be sure to not be the subdomain. It needs to be domain forwarding. So this is not, you click here, it's wrong. It needs to be domain. So you will click here, add forwarding, and then click in. Right now I already have one, as I mentioned. And as mentioned here, it needs to be HTTP, and then the website, like here, it's the same, right? HTTP, the website, and then you want it to be permanent, as stated on this article. Then you just click save. Of course, I already have it set up on my on this particular site, which is this. And then you will actually, the next step will be inside Investment Dominator. So you will go into customize, and then your buying or selling site settings. And then what you would do is go ahead and click in your buying site domain, and then click on change your domain. And then you would insert the domain you just set up in GoDaddy. You know that you first need to point the CNAME to Investment Dominator. The two steps I just did, they need to happen before you do this, or the website will just not work correctly. So you need to do this. It needs to point to investmentdominator.com, the CNAME, and then you need to do the forwarding. Then once you have that, then you can go ahead and do this step. So, and then you will have to confirm that you have done what I just said, and go ahead and click next. And you want to confirm this. It'll take a little bit. There's just things happening in the back end. Okay, so we are done here, and then as I said, actually in here, since it's not my first time setting this up, I do not have the click here to secure your website button that will usually show up when it's your first time setting this up. But since I have been repeatedly using this website to for demonstration purposes, it's already secure. So if I go ahead and click on my, you can go ahead and website and buying site, you will see it's already secured, right? This is actually doesn't happen by default. You have to click here to secure your site. We offer SSL free of charge for you, so you will get this lock on your site that will look that your site is safe and that your data is secure. It's free of charge. You just need to set it up. So once you go ahead and set your domain, you will usually have a button. And this is actually stated also in an article in the user guide. It's called Generate and Install SSL Certificate for your domains. And it goes all over what I just said. And then you can see there's a button right when I set up my website, you would have this button appear. So click here to secure your domain. Since I already had used this website previously, it was already secured, so I didn't have this button. But if it would be your first time, it should show up. And if there's any issues in these steps, please let us know just by going ahead and submitting a ticket. And I'll let you know right away, right after this, how to submit tickets, because that's how we best communicate. IT support communicates with the users. And that's how we best offer support for you. And we can help you out with things like this. If you're struggling to secure your domains, if you have issues generating your campaigns, if you're having issues logging in, any type of those issues with your websites, that's that's when you want to get in contact with us, and then we can help you out. So once you have generated the SSL, you will click on this button, and then you will click on Generate the SSL. Then wait a little bit until it loads, and then it should say, your website is secure, and that's the end of the process actually. And then your website will look like this. So it will look secured. It will look. It will not be like Investment Dominator. It's like would be my buying site, or rather my selling site. Yeah, it will not be Investment Dominator and stuff like this, right? So that's where that's how you would go ahead and configure and you need to do this for both your buying and for your selling site. Okay, so this process needs to be done twice. You need to purchase both sides, and then go ahead and do this process twice for both sides, and then you should be good to go. If you have set up your profile, your signature, you have set up all of your company information and your phone numbers and everything here, and you have set up both of your sites, then you're ready to actually go ahead and do your mailing and everything. So we actually, if you go to your help section dashboard, we have a quick start guide. So this quick start guide goes over some of the things we just talked about. You said there's a video about this. So setting up your user profile, we just talked about that. Your signature, we just talked about that. Company information, done that. So we just did that. But what we did not talk about on this call is going to be how to import the data into the system. I went over it quickly, right? I mentioned the ways you can do that. But in here we have articles explaining every step of the process on how to import your land list. If you plan on flipping houses, that's an option you have inside Investment Dominator. You have the optional data feed service that I mentioned earlier that would import records directly into the system, within the system. So you have that option. You have how to import marketing contacts. So this means you have the option to send Evo letters. Once you have a property to sell, you might be interested in sending letters to Evors. So because they are among the most interested in buying that property, right? So that's an option. Then you have the sending out your first mailing. So once you have imported records into the system, you want to go ahead and generate your first mailing. So we actually have articles explaining how to do everything, how to generate the letters, how to set up a direct mailing campaign. If you plan to do it yourself, you can do it from home and print out the letters and fold them and mail them out. Or you can use a mailing house. So that's an option that a lot of people use, those mailing houses to get those letters out quick. And maybe some people that live in for foreigners can actually use that service as well, a printing service, and then they don't have to actually be inside the U.S. to do business. So, and then we have so many more. The REI print mail integration, so you can actually use a mailing house campaign inside the Investment Dominator. So you don't even have to register for a mailing house website and download the CSV and upload it there and the letter templates. So we have also this integration. So you may be interested in that as well. If you're new, this does make things a lot more streamlined for you. Importing records directly to the system and then mailing directly to the system, that is very helpful for a lot of people. So. And then we have so much more. Eventually, you want to generate an offer package because you receive interest. So here's the articles about it. Then you may want to eventually customize your buying and selling site. So we offer default sites, right? This is the default site we offer. But you can do so much with this. You can change over all the look. You can add sections to it. Like this map is actually going to be custom. But you can add it yourself. You have so many options here too, and you can have custom themes. Can make it look completely different from what we offer. It's just we all have the option of customization for your buying and your selling sites. And then, as I mentioned, I think I went over all three integrations we have: the outside data service integration, the Actum, which is automated payments, and the REI print mail, which is a mailing house direct integration. So this is just some of the good information we have in the user guide. We have so much more information. So you want to go ahead and just you can browse by category. So eventually, let's say you already read all those articles on the quick start guide. Well, there's so much more, right? You may want to learn more. You want to learn more about Investment Dominator, you can click on, let's say I'm doing land. I'm not really doing houses right now. So I want to go ahead and look into the articles. You have many articles might be of your interest here, right? So this is a way to, these are all the categories we have. This is a very interesting one for people. The SEO section, which is marketing, this type of, eventually you may want to be, you might look into this, you might want to look into this, the reports and the tracking and all of this good stuff. So we have many articles about it over at our user guide, and it's just always available for you. We have all of these categories, and then you can go ahead and search for things. So as I mentioned, the REI Queen Mail, I will just search for it, and then I will get the articles about it, how to enable it. I'm interested in this integration. I just search for it, and then I have an article on how to enable it with a video. I will have like a video here. If I'm more like a visual type of person, I could just follow the video, or I can just read how to do it. And it's pretty simple, as you can see, just a couple of paragraphs. So That's how you would use the user guide to get all this information uh, for you to learn. Okay, so and then we have the option for you to you join the Monday call. You're on this call right now. And then we also have a Thursday call, which is the live Q&A session. If you can attend, please go ahead and attend. It's a more advanced call. We go through many requests for things to demonstrate. So you can go ahead and register, and you can view the replay. So if you miss a Thursday, if you want to review a Monday, you can go ahead and actually watch this in the future. And these have timestamps. Then if you want only review a certain thing, you can go ahead and skip into the theme you're looking for. So these are all the recordings we have. We have a very long backlog of calls, and these are all available for you to just review if you want. And then, as I mentioned, the way you get in contact with the IT support team inside Investment Dominator is by actually submitting a support ticket. So this is going to be over at help, create a new support ticket, and then you want to be as descriptive as you can in this. So you want to mention all of the issues you're having. I'm having a lot of trouble with my selling site. It's not secured. If you can provide screenshots, it will be really helpful. If you can provide recordings, it will be really helpful for us. Be as descriptive as you can in your issue, and then we'll be happy to assist you and find a solution as quickly as possible. And then you have the option to link. So if it's like a certain link, you can just copy and paste it here, what platform you use. So there are programs that sometimes are exclusive to Mac, sometimes are exclusive to mobile, sometimes to the browser. Some like Internet Explorer has certain issues just because it's like an outdated browser. So it's very important you let us know which browser you're using, which platform you're using, and then we can better try to replicate your issue. And then you can set a priority to it. If it's very important for your business, if it's not letting you continue, and you want to assign it critical. If maybe it's not as much important, then you can assign a normal type of priority. You can attach files here. You can attach recordings or pictures here. You also have the option to, we have this article. This is a very good article for everyone to report issues, how to effectively report technical issues for support. And then we have a recording here, and then it recommends that you download this tool, the TextMate Capture. And then with it, you can capture screenshots and just attach them to the tickets or recordings. So here's an article that goes how to attach screenshots, how to attach recordings, and then see how you get a link and you just copy it over and paste it on the ticket, as shown in this article. So this really would help us a lot in troubleshooting. If you can have a chance to add this into your tickets, I would really appreciate it, and it will help you faster, so we can understand your problems and the issues you may be having more quickly. So this is how you would go ahead and get in contact with us. So if you're having issues with using the system, please do not hesitate to use this and create a support ticket and get in contact with us. And lastly, we have the option to suggest a feature. So if you have something that you think would really benefit for you to use in Investment Dominator, so let's say you have you think of something that will really benefit your business or really benefit your usability. Let's say this will make you your usage a lot easier. Maybe there's something that's very time consuming or very difficult to use in the system, and you think there's a better way to do it. Please go ahead and suggest it to us. So you will go into help and then suggest a feature. And then you can just please be as descriptive as you can with your suggestions. And then we, of course, will consider them and consider adding them in future system updates. A lot of our system updates are based on feedback we get from here. So if you have, you think there are things that we should add into the system, please go ahead and let us know, and then we will consider adding them in a future system update. We really appreciate those suggestions, and then please go ahead and submit those if you have them. So, all right. So I think we have actually gone ahead and finished what we wanted. Let me see. How do you check? So I see one question here at the end. How do you check if your list is loaded in Investment Dominator? That's a good question. So you can actually go into land import, and then here is this your import history. So every import you do will be actually being here. So even if it fails, then you can click on detail here, and then you can see this one failed. There were issues with it. So that's a way to check it. You can check maybe it failed or why it failed. It will explain. It will say why it failed. So this one was successful. Then you have the option to view them within the system. So let's say I forgot about these 10 records. I can just view them within the system. And it's this 10. That's awesome, right? So, and then you can actually also check those in the activity log. You can go to team, activity log, and then you will see everything you do in the system is recorded here. So you want to search for the ad records. So if you added records into the system, then those would be around here. But every action you do is recorded. So not just the actions, not just the ad actions. So that's how you would do that. So I hope I was able to answer your question. And I believe we're actually out of time, pretty much. Do we have any more questions right now? And if not, we can just end the call right now. I don't see any more questions, so I think I'm going to stop the call right now and hope to see you actually on Thursday or next Monday. If you have any more questions, please go ahead and attend these calls. We love to help you guys out. If we can help you out live, we're happy. If we can help you via ticket, we're happy. So just keep in touch, all right? Thank you.